Hey everybody, it's Rainbow Ramblings. How you doing? Well, I wanted to tell you what I think is a very moving story that was told to me by my elderly friend Mary. I used to live in Carmichael's, Pennsylvania, population 500. It had 12 bars and more cows than people. And most crime was tipping cows over or smashing someone's mailbox in a drunken stupor just to set the scene. Anyway, Mary grew up during hard times in Pennsylvania where the coal industry was bottoming out. And her father was a supervisor at the coal mine. And so he had a little bit more than most people. Everybody grew their own vegetables and sewed their own clothes and lived very frugally. Mary's dad was a proud owner of a few pieces of cattle. So it was his custom every day to go out to the barn, lead the cows to the middle of the pasture, make sure they were watered, and he'd put hay or alfalfa out for them and fetch them at the end of the day and bring them back to the barn. So their whole world was the middle of the field, which had the greenest grass, or the barn. Well, one evening, the sun was going down, and her elderly father came in the house and said, "Oh, Maria, I'm so tired. I'm going to have a little rest before dinner." And he climbed up to the second floor bedroom, which is where he always slept. And the cows were mooing and mooing and mooing and going crazy. And so Maria went up the steps to check on her dad, and she was going to ask him, "Pop, did you forget to feed the cows?" As she climbed up the steps, opened the door, her father was in his death throes. And the cows had left the middle of the field and walked up to the fence line, and they were all lined up, looking up at the second floor where her father was laying. And Mary swears, and I believe as well, that they knew her father was dying. They were singing him over to the other side, "Happy trails to Moo," or "Thanks for the memories," or "Thanks for the good food." I think they were sending him off in the way that a cow would do. And that really made a very deep impression on me, because people think of animals as property or pets. But if you stop and think about the cows, they knew that her dad was dying before she did. They obviously had a close connection, a bond. They could feel things, and they were expressing emotion when they were lined up at the fence line and mooing like crazy. So that's one reason why I'm a vegan, is I think animals are more intelligent and aware and sensitive than people realize, and they do have true emotional bonds with human beings. So I would like to encourage you guys to think less of an animal in your life as your property, and think of them as your companion or your family. And I think you'll be in a better place if you make the mental shift, and you'll have a much deeper relationship with the animal that God entrusted to you to feed and care for. Now, it freaks me out that Barry Morphew can call Suzanne the love of his life, spend 25 years sleeping in the same bed, raise 2 children with her, and have a life together, and he would hunt her down like he did in countless animals, and he immobilized her and tortured her psychologically and physically, murdered her, and dumped her like garbage. An animal wouldn't do that. Animals have better behavior than Barry Morphew. In fact, to call Barry Morphew an animal would be an insult to animals everywhere. So I get emotional about Suzanne, and I get emotional about animals. Every once in a while, I get so damn sick of Barry Morphew. So I've had some amazing experiences with wild animals. Like once I was 3 feet away from a wounded, bleeding coyote, and we got along just fine. Or I've had funny experiences with cats, and I even was a bit goofy one day soaking in the tub. I started to howl like a wolf. I didn't even realize it, and I scared the crap out of my kid. So I'm going to, every once in a while, take a berry break and tell you something marvelous or humiliating to me, but hilarious, and I'll share some animal stories. I hope you enjoy them. Peace, love, and donuts, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. This is Rainbow Ramblings. God bless all of you, unless you're Barry Morphew or people that think and act like him. Y'all, whether it's animals or whether it's people, God created them, breathed his spirit into them. He loves all his creation. Please, please, please treat all your human friends and all your animal friends with love and respect. And let's all get along, okay? Have a wonderful day.